Okay, let's get started with the volume of triangular prisms. Alright, first thing that jumps out on me on this page, let me open it up, is this formula. V for volume equals B times H. This will probably start to look really familiar to you because it's the same equation for volume of a rectangular prism. The only thing that changes in this equation is the area of the base is now a triangle instead of a rectangle. Okay, let's dive in. Volume, you'll remember this from your rectangle, is the number of cubes needed to fill a 3D or three-dimensional object. It's also known as the amount of space inside an object. So if you were to take a prism, a triangular prism like this one, if this one was hollow, and we filled it with water, the volume would be the amount of water that would fit inside this prism, or the amount of wood that's inside of this prism is the volume. Okay, so remember we're doing triangular prisms, and the big B here is the area of the base, and the name of the prism that we're working on most of the time, I think probably all of the time, is going to tell us the shape of the base. So this one says triangular, so this is the shape of the base. So on a triangular prism, the area of the triangle is 1/2. Now let's write it like an equation. Area of the triangle is 1/2 little b times h. And the little b is the size of the base right here on the edge, and h is the height of the triangle right there. Okay, so looking again at our formula, we have the area of our base, which is going to be a triangle, and height in this case is going to be the height of our prism. So imagine if the prism was sitting on its base, and what you saw is just a triangle. Let's get it right there. All you can see is a triangle. But if you turn it sideways, you see that it has height to it. So it's a prism that has the height that's equal to the length of its side. Okay, it's a triangular prism, and it is this tall from one base to the other. Okay, all right, so let's look at our example. On this one it says let's color the bases pink and the face is yellow. So we'll do that on this one. So our triangle base, color those pink, and our bases, our faces, our sides, I'm going to color those yellow real quick. Okay, so there's 3, one for each side of the triangle. Look, we have the one in the back, the one in the bottom, and the one that we're kind of looking through, if you will. Okay, so we have those 3 sides of our triangular prism. What's the area of the base? Well, the base is a triangle, so the area of the base equals 1/2 base times height. And let's fill in what we know. We know that the base of the triangle is this bottom edge right here. So we're going to say that equals 1/2. Base is 5. And the height is the perpendicular measurement from the base to the very tip top of the angle of the triangle. So this says perpendicular to the base, and so this is 5.45. Okay, remember it's not a side edge, this one's leaning over. We want the height, the actual height of the whole triangle. Okay, so let's do the math. 5.45 times 5. 5 times 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 is 22. Carry the 2. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 2 is 27. How many digits behind the decimal point? 1, 2. So we count 1, 2. 27.25. And we have to multiply by 1/2, which is the same as dividing by 2. So 27.25 divided by 2. 2 into 2 goes one time. Write down the 2, subtract 0 and 7. 2 goes into 7 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. 7 minus 6 is 1. Bring down the 2. 2 goes into 12 6 times. 6 times 2 is 12. Subtract, get a 0, bring down the 5. 2 goes into 5 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract, bring down another 0. 2 goes into 10 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. And we're done. Okay, so the area of our base, let's see, where's our decimal point? It goes straight up here. Sorry, I'm a little off kilter. My decimal point goes right there. Okay, so the area of our base, area of the triangle, is 13.625, and it's centimeters, so centimeters squared. What's the height of our prism? So remember, if this was standing on its triangular end, or the triangular base, if we stood it up, this would be 18 centimeters tall. So we'll say the height is 18 centimeters. Okay, volume, you'll notice that maybe you have this fixed in your page, but volume of the triangular prism, B times H. So our base is 13.625, and our height of our prism is 18. So let's multiply these numbers. 13.625 times 18. 8 times 5 is 40. Carry the 4. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 4 is 20. Carry the 2. 8 times 6 is 48 plus 2 is 50. Carry the 5. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 5 is 29. 8 times 1 is 8 plus 2 is 10. Put the 0. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times 1 is 1. Now we add 0, 5, 2. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 0 plus 3 is 3 plus 1 is 4. And 1 plus 1 is 2. How many digits behind our decimal point? 1, 2, 3. And there's none over here. So 1, 2, 3. So this looks like the volume of our triangular prism is equal to 245.25, and the units are centimeters, and because it's volume cubed, 245.25 centimeters cubed. Okay, let's try another one. Practice finding the volume of the triangular prisms below. Okay, so we're going to do our same thing. We're going to color our bases pink and our sides yellow. The side back there, the side down there that is laying on, and of course the side we're looking through, this side right here. Okay, so area of the prism, or volume of the prism. Volume equals big B times H. Let's write down what we know. Well, we don't know the area of the base yet, so we're just going to leave that blank. And the base, or sorry, the height of the prism is this edge right here. So that is 10 centimeters. We'll just write down 10. Let's find the area of the base. So area of the base is area of the triangle equals 1/2, and the base is 12 centimeters, and the height is 5 centimeters. So 5 times 12 is 60. 60 times 1/2 is 30. So area of the triangle equals 30, and it's centimeters squared. So let's plug that right back here. 30. 30 times 10 equals 300. So the volume equals 300 centimeters. Don't forget your units. And when you're finding volume, it's always cubed. 300 centimeters cubed. Number 2. Color in our bases. Triangular bases. Pink. Our sides are yellow. And the ones we're looking through. Okay. So volume equals area of the base times the height. Well, we don't know the area of the base yet, but our height is 11. So I'll put that in. Area of the base is area of the triangle, and that is 1/2 times the base, which is 4, times 3, which is the height. So 4 times 3 is 12, times 1/2 is 6. So the area of the base of the triangle, or the triangular prism, is 6. So we're going to plug that right back in. So the base times the height equals 6 times 11. So that's 66. The volume of our prism is 66. And the units, again, is centimeters. And it's cubed. Volume is 66 centimeters cubed. Last one. Just going to color in the base here. Alright, so volume equals area of the base times the height. Well, we don't know the area of the base yet, so we're going to leave that blank. The height of our prism is this edge, which is 14. So we'll write that down. The area of the base is 1/2, so the area of the triangle equals 1/2 times 10. That's the base. And the height from the base, perpendicular to the base, is this line right here, which is 12. So 10 times 12 is 120, times 1/2 is 60. So the area of the triangle equals 60 millimeters, and its area, so that's squared. So now we're going to plug in 60, and we have 60 times 14. So that's 0. 6 times 4 is 24. 1 times 0, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 6 is 6. So that equals 840. So the volume is equal to 840 millimeters cubed. All right. Number 4. This one's a little different. This one says determine the height of a triangular prism that has a volume of 60 cubic meters and a triangular base with 10 meters height, base of 10 meters and height of 3 meters. Okay, so I'm going to draw a picture to help me see this. I'll draw the same kind of triangular prism that we had up here. So first I have my triangle, and it says my base is 10 meters and my height is 3. Okay, it could be reversed. It's okay. It's going to work out the same way. And then I'm going to draw my other triangle like this. And I'll connect everything up. Okay, and I know my base, the triangle. You get the idea. Alright, so what did they tell us? They said that the volume equals 60 cubic meters. And we know that's equal to the area of the base times the height. But they didn't tell us the height here, so we're going to leave height as our unknown. Let's solve for the area of the base. The area of the triangle equals 1/2 times base, which is 10, and height, which is 3. So it's 1/2 times 30, and that equals 15. So that's the area of the triangle. Alright, so now we come over here and we have 60 equals 15 times h. Well, that looks like a one-step equation. We know how to work on those. Cut it in half, isolate the variable. To undo this multiplication, we're going to do division on both sides. Whatever you do to one side, you have to do it to the other. So the 15s cancel out. 60 divided by 15 is 4. So if you want to write it like you would say it, h equals 4. And what are the units? Well, everything is in meters, so volume is cubed, and height is just a regular measurement. So we're going to say 4 meters. H equals 4 meters. And that's how you solve a volume problem for an unknown. Okay, thanks. See you next time.